Hello everyone, welcome to stampwithjenny.com. Today we're going to be making this Frankenstein card made with the Stampin' Up! Top Note die. So let's get started. First thing I did was ran a piece of Old Olive and Lovely Lilac through my Big Shot with the Top Note die. I didn't actually cut a whole top note with the Lovely Lilac because we're only going to be using a little bit for his hair. So taking the Lovely Lilac, I'm going to cut out jagged edges, points for his hair. You can take a pencil and actually draw this out and cut on the lines if you like, but I'm just going to randomly cut. Okay, then to give it a little dimension, I'm going to actually take a sponge dauber and my Lovely Lilac ink and ink up a lot around for his face. Same thing with a sponge dauber, and this time the Old Olive ink. I'm going to sponge around the top note. I'm not going to actually do the top half or the top portion because that will be covered by the lilac cutout. I'm going to put his hair on. Just line it up with the top. Make sure you get the part where you didn't sponge. Okay, so we've got his hair on. And then with your 1-inch circle punch, I want to punch out 2 circles. I'm going to cut those in half. These are for his eyelids and his nose. So I only need 3 halves, so I'm actually going to discard that one. With your 1/2-inch circle punch, punch out 2 circles. These are for his pupils. And again, with your 1-inch circle punch, we need 2 Whisper White circles. Those are for his eyes. Also, you'll remember he has some little arrows here, and with going gray, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the smallest arrow, so I'm not going to punch the whole thing, I'm just going to line it up for that small arrow and just punch out that portion. Okay, once you have all of those, with your half circles, I want to sponge, excuse me, around. I want to sponge the edges of them. Then with your white Signal gel pen, I'm going to put a little reflection in his pupils. And adhere them onto the white circle. Okay, once you have the pupils attached to the whites of the eyes, I want to adhere them onto his face. Just like that. And then I'm going to flip the half circles over and with some dimensionals, put those right in the back. Like I said, these are his eyelids and nose, so I'm going to just take off the backing of the dimensionals, put them on. So that portion's done. Then I'm going to take my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and with a brush tip, create a funny mouth for him. A few scars, put in his stitches. Okay, so he's almost done. I'm going to flip him over and put a little snail on the bottom. And then I'm going to put on the arrows. And I want the arrows to be real close to his face, because we're going to put his face on a basic black card base. And just take some snail and right to your basic black card base. See, if these arrows were out too far, they'd actually stick over the edges and wouldn't be able to fit in the envelope. Now for the inside, this is what we did with the original. So I'm going to take my Whisper White layer and with the old olive, sponge around the edges. So there's that. And out of the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set, in the old olive again, I want to just stamp the Happy Halloween. Then we're going to put some snail on the back and adhere it to the inside of the card. Just like that. And he's all done. Thanks for stopping by.